Bienvenidos a otro episodio de Todos Toman podcast, muchachos. We're back. Antes que otra cosa pase, hay que brindar, hay que tomar. Y introduciéndonos uno por uno, today estamos just some of the crew. No estamos todos, pero todos tomamos. Johnny Boy couldn't be with us today, pero aquí está Tanque, Miguel y su servidor Romero. Y empiezo diciéndoles que estoy tomando un Costco brand whiskey.
Oh, so how is the whiskey?
Déjale tomo y ahorita te digo. No, ya lo empecé a tomar desde que lo compré el fin de semana. Actually, you know, like it's pretty good. I was about to get un bourbon. It was like a $45 bottle.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big bottle. I can't remember the brand, pero I had that in the cart already, and I was, going past the aisle, and then I see this, big bottle of whiskey. También, Kirkland brand.
Yeah, the Kirkland brand.
So yeah, like Costco, if you're listening.
Dude, well, I've heard that people compran eso y después afterwards they infuse it con otros sabores and they make it their own. So I've been trying to look into it, pero pues sé que si the first few times vas a ver a caca, so I was like, oh, pues.
Nah, I mean, we can talk about the infusement process. Like, yo no sé mucho de eso. Previously I told you guys I want to try the smoker to see if it actually makes a difference in your glass and the way you drink the whiskey. Pero this whiskey, honestly, like I'm, $20 is a big ass bottle. I mean, normally tengo aquí yo un canter. I mean, ya les dijimos que at some point vamos a enseñar video, pero para que vean Miguel y Tanque. So this canter usually lo lleno con una bottle de Gentleman's Jack.
Ah, okay.
Y pues ahí se me va toda la botella. Ahorita llené el canter y todavía tengo probably more than half a bottle. So de que está grandota la pinche botella, está grandota. And for $20, I couldn't beat the deal. Y ya saben que pues I have kids, so era comprarme una botella yo o comprar dos fórmulas para ellos. So.
And we're totally not getting paid to say all this about
the
Kirkland whiskey, no?
Por eso digo, Costco, if you're listening, I mean, we don't mind the sponsorship, We'll plug away porque I didn't just walk away with a bottle of whiskey. I also got the Kirkland tequila bottle. So.
Oh, have you tried the tequila?
Oh, yeah, dude, that's a staple in this household.
Because I've been curious to try the Kirkland brands or the Kirkland, porque tienen todo. They have whiskey, they have tequila, y también tienen their own vodka brand or their own vodka también. So.
See, I'm not a vodka person, so
I'm not a vodka person. I personally, a mí el vodka it makes me sleepy.
Dude, pues deja eso. La otra vez en TikTok vi que hasta gear tienen ahora like hoodies y...
Oh yeah, they have their own clothes. Yeah.
Hey, no shame in them Costco jeans, bro.
Hey, if they're willing to sponsor, I'm a sellout, bro. So I'll take those checks.
I'm not gonna lie. Like lately, my winter clothes has been from Costco. It's not Costco brand, but it's on the brands que Costco carga.
But it can be.
It can be. Before we go any further, muchachos, tell me what you guys are drinking.
So I've been a little bit under the weather, so I'm not drinking alcohol porque pues estoy tomando medicina. So estoy tomando café. I forgot what. I know the brand is San Francisco something. It's from the Keurig, the little Cape.
The K-cup thing? Yeah.
No me acuerdo el sabor, o si no les diría. Pero pues, it's pretty good.
Pues, en esto que pues todos toman, and we're talking about, just the drinks in general. Like I've tried several K-cups, and, I'm a dark roast coffee guy. I tried different types. I've even tried the Death Wish. Have you guys tried that?
Oh yeah, I actually really like Death Wish.
Right, pero they're still like I like it, pero no había uno que dijeras like this is my go-to. That's why I felt like for years I've been trying different Keurig type coffees. Dude, you would never know. All these French roast, French dark roast, hit the spot, dude. That's my go-to now. Who would have known? Like Aldi had the hidden gem all along.
Pues ya si Costco se pendeja y Aldi's listening.
Sí,
I mean, Costco does have coffee también, so
they have that what is it?
Bourbon
infused coffee.
So todavía no lo compré, pero no lo, like I have not tried it. So
this time around que fui, lo busqué, dije, pues para comprarlo, dije, pues ya I gotta try it, pero no, I couldn't find it this time.
Did you try not looking in the liquor aisle?
Yeah, no.
Dude, me fui por todo el pasillo de the liquor aisle, no lo encontré. Y Ron's like, dude, no seas pendejo, no está en the liquor aisle, está con el café. And I'm like, oh, yo pensé que iba a estar en the liquor aisle. Pero a ver, ¿y tú, Tanque, qué estás tomando? Porque I saw you ran up and go get something.
Sí, como dijo, ay, cabrón, ya empezamos a grabar. Y...
Sí, es que pues aquí I was dealing with some Russian hacker apparently. Y no me dio tiempo a agarrar un drink. So ahorita agarré un Crown Royal.
Ay, y dije, fue por un vasito de agua, pero no.
Güey, el pedo es de que me estoy quemando la garganta porque ni pinche hielo alcancé a agarrar. Lo estoy tomando así caliente. So if you hear me sounding like DMX over here, ya saben por qué.
No manches. Pues sí, like this is not, our typical episode porque Johnny Boy is out, doing business things. So he's, on his way back home. He had a business trip he had to make. So shout out to him. Hopefully everything goes well. Y nosotros aquí, o sea, ya sabes, holding it down with our liquor. And, well, some of us, porque Miguel está enfermito, sí.
Como he wants to go talk to Costco, ¿no? Ándale.
Maybe that's Jada's road trip, dude. Está hablando con Costco over there, like, ándale, sponsor us. Although, I don't know where their office is.
Yeah, I don't know where their office is, but I know that que la del Aldi está por acá. Like, I think it's like towards Elmer's or some shit like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I know I passed it up a couple weeks ago. I don't know where I was driving, pero I was like, oh damn, Aldi headquarters. I mean, I gotta shout out that aisle of shame.
Oh, the aisle of shame, yeah.
That's when you're getting up there in age, that's the shit that excites you sometimes,
Oh, yeah. Like, what's the noise that they make? The caca or something?
The caca, yeah.
Caca.
I've been tempted to caca, but si me sale una doña. I mean,
ahí va a estar Romero in the middle. No, caca.
Wait, so there will be some, like last year, well, es cuando me metí ya más ese pedo del aisle of shame y las cosas que saca el Aldi y todo ese pedo. I would go early in the morning, pero dude, like, it's no joke. Like, you got to fight some doñas to make sure you get there, like, porque things go by, they sell out pretty fast. And, I'll be in the car with, Emma was a couple months old at that point, Itzel, like I had her with me or whatever. And it's like, okay, I grabbed my two kids and ready to fight some doñas because they know what they were going for. I was still like hunting around and making sure.
Y luego de tanto experience like cooking, dude, they got that good ass grip.
Sí, güey, ¿no?
Ahí va Romero con su luchador más, ¿no? Like, ahora sí van a meter los putazos, ¿no?
Dude, like los carritos that you have to, and then luego si se te olvida la cora.
Oh,
ya valiste madre.
You see, dude, and that's the crazy part. Like, me acuerdo que like, there's little kids that are like right there waiting para que acabes con el carro y te dicen like, oh, yo lo regreso.
Para quedarse con tu cora.
Para quedarse con la cora. And I was like, I was like, pues, ¿cuánto puedes hacer haciendo eso, dude? Like, maybe like $2 at the most, porque no creo que todos te van a decir, no, sí, te doy mi cora, ¿verdad?
Quién sabe, dude, pero ya desde la primera, like, porque también I know there's the Cermac over there in Cicero and like that Fort City area.
Okay, yeah.
Cermac also does the coin thing. At least, that's what happened to me years ago when I was living by myself in 61st. Like, I went to try new grocery places and I'm like, fuck it, let me go to Cermac. I never go there. And sure enough, I didn't have a quarter in hand and they do the quarter thing. So una doña, talking about doñas, she's like, muchacho, take my cart. You don't need to give me the quarter back. So ever since, the only place that I know does the quarter thing is Aldi. So I always leave my quarter in there. I never take it back.
Como la doña le hace, muchacho, te veo joven y sin experiencia. Quizá mi cora de sabiduría.
Sí, ya desde ahí, pues ya siempre dejo mi cora en el carro porque just in case there's somebody that doesn't have one.
And it's funny because they're más younger. pues, you know, like, como dice Miguel, decían, like, oh, we'll take the card back to keep the quarter. He's like, pues llévenselo. Pero, güey, ahora cuando, like, ha pasado, la hago, ni madres, güey, porque ¿qué voy a hacer next time I come? Shit, like, esa cuerda, si se desaparece del carro, se me va a olvidar. So, like,
dude, pues, you know, like, Aldi sells the quarter pouches.
Dude, that shit was a hot commodity last year. I remember the group was going crazy, man.
Sí, güey. Like, me acuerdo haberlos visto, and I was like, in my mind, I was like, ¿quién va a comprar eso? But I didn't know that shit was like, it was like como los teeny babies back in the day when like
you gotta collect them all.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, you know what's funny? Normally, for business, like you see what problem to solve. Como they created a problem and then solved it. Like, that's some top tier business, man.
See. You create the problem to provide them the solution.
See, dude, I'm like, man.
Pero muchachos, let's stop talking like real señores and old ass motherfuckers that get excited over all these specials and Costco liquor deals.
All la chaviza from our viewers, no?
Hey, no. And shout out to Cookie and Friends. For those who know.
¿Cómo es? Cookie la chaviza.
Sí. Se sigan de chismosos.
Oh, ¿no? Los chismosos ahí.
Sí, los chismosos, pues Cookie es un chavo ruco, porque ya estaba up in age, pero in our eyes, he will always be a young guy. Siempre pensamos que Cookie is underage and drinking with us. Pero, I mean, our episode today, I think it's going to be, ¿saben qué? Les voy a confesar algo rápido. Every time we record, I always tell myself, I'm going to set a timer para ver cuánto tiempo estamos grabando, para saber que este episode is going to be short and sweet, to the point. We're going to get our stupid shit out the way, laugh a little bit with y'all. And I always have it in front of me, but I never hit start. So I don't know how much time we've been recording at this point. Pero, I mean, I'm still going to hit start and we'll see where this takes us. Because I was hoping for this episode to be concise, again, porque it's just the three of us. And it's kind of like a getting to know each other, even though we know each other, but it's more for the listener to get to know us a little bit better. So we're going to kind of just play a game of Would You Rather. Y lo pensé y dije, ¿y en español cómo se dice esa madre? ¿Qué prefieres?
Pues sí, ¿qué prefieres?
¿O preferías?
Pedro.
Se dice if the house was on fire.
Si la casa estaba en fuego, ¿no?
Y para los chismosos, if you're a true listener, you know who Pedro is by now. He was in episode 3 and 4. Or 2 and 3, ¿no?
Pedro el Cañitas.
Pedro el Cañitas de los suburbios de Chicago. Chicago y surrounding suburbs daily. Pues, I mean, we don't have a spinning wheel today ni nada de eso, pero who wants to take the first Would You Rather?
Pues Tanque dice que tenía un montón ya listos y preparados, dude, so.
Si tienes unos, Tanque, pues puedes preguntarlos. Si no, I got the first one.
Pues ya tengo unas.
Va, pues. So far in this fight, Miguel's the weak one, ¿no? Porque él no tiene nada listo.
Yo, I'm like, I sit back, relax, y se me ocurren de vez en cuando, ¿no?
Va, Tanque, pues ask away y después sigo yo.
Va, pues empiezo con una leve, güey. For either or, would you rather lose your sight or your memories?
Yo prefiero to lose my sight, dude. Porque, pues, if you think about it, it's like, pues pierdes la vista, pero tienes tus memorias, y perder las memorias, you have to start off from the. I would think it's como if you had amnesia. ¿Cómo se llama? Amnesia. ¿Sí, cuando te pegan la cabeza y que.
Oh, when you just kind of.
Un chipote. Cuando pierdes todo y you gotta start all over from the beginning. So.
Alzheimer's or.
No, like there's a thing. For example, if you get into an accident, que te pegas en la cabeza grave.
So you just made a good point. Can you get Alzheimer's as a young person? Like I that's all usually tied to like an old age, thing. Can you?
I don't know. I disclaimer: I am not a doctor.
For those who wanted to know, if his certifications were on par,
I don't think so. I think that's tied more to old age. I'm pretty sure there's a few.
Okay.
One of those rare cases is como arthritis, Where like,
pero esa madre la tengo yo ahorita de tanto typing, güey.
Yeah, but apparently there's like little kids que they have arthritis, de chiquitos. It's rare.
Oh, that's what you're saying
rare.
there. Yeah,
so,
like it's possible.
Like, so I think it's possible. You mira, Benjamin Button, dude.
Nuestro amigo César, que you guys eventually will know. Una vez hizo el chiste de que era como ¿cómo se llama? Benjamin Button but backwards. Y dije, well, that's like a normal person, right?
Yo tampoco soy doctor, pero I'm going to agree with that.
A ver, tú, Romerito, tú.
Pues, like, I don't know. It's hard, right? Porque, pues, if you think about it, right? Yo ahorita tengo, dude, and over like the weekend, I thought I was 31, but I'm actually 33. So si te pones a pensar, y then I have to think about cuántos años voy a vivir, right? Si tan siquiera dobleteo la edad, entonces, pues, why not start from scratch, right? Like, lo que queda de vida, pues me voy a acordar y...
¿Cómo no te quieres acordar de las pedas,
Algún momento les platicaremos de cuando la señora que vivía abajo me vendió tamales. Y pues es algo que no me quiero acordar, ¿verdad? Pero a la misma vez, like, I feel like, I mean, yeah, like losing your eyesight, it's pretty tough. So I don't know, it's one of those like, so tough questions. I got to give it to you, Tank, pero I think I would probably lose my sight because at least now I know. Eso sí, le diríamos a Carla que we're not moving porque I don't want to learn a whole new infrastructure of a house.
So, lo único malo is if you think about it, like, for example, as us, we work in the IT field, we're going to lose our jobs no matter what, porque si pierdes todo, like all your memories, no te acuerdas cómo hacer el trabajo, y si pierdes la vista, todo el mundo puede usar la computadora, so it's like, at least si perdemos la vista, we could go on disability too. There's a positive side too.
There's a lot to think about, pero digo, si José Feliciano lo pudo hacer y cantó la de Feliz Navidad, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas, digo, pues que me salga una cancioncita por ahí, o sea.
At least you could stop podcast, ¿no?
Y sí, just make sure you hit record. No está hablando con pendejo. Don't rely on me hitting the timer porque
va, pues te toca, Romero.
So, para los dos, I'm going to take it back. Y a lo mejor es una pregunta que porque los conozco un poco, pero hopefully that the listener identifies a little bit with this question. Y la pregunta es, ¿supercampeones o caballeros del Zodiaco?
That's you're going straight after my childhood there, dude. Like, so I'm gonna tell you like mi respuesta y por qué. So those are two of my favorite animes of all time, right? One of them is literally anime y pues soccer, which is like my favorite sport. Pero if I had to pick, me voy por los Caballeros del Zodiaco porque vi más Caballeros del Zodiaco que Supercampeones. So los Supercampeones casi los veíamos más cuando estábamos en México, porque aquí en Estados Unidos casi no lo pasaban. Y sí pasaban, de vez en cuando pasaban los Caballeros del Zodiaco. Y pues, like, vi malas películas, como que tenía más larga historia.
Pero, o sea, you saw that porque it was easy to find, or ya as grown adults knowing where to search, you found.
So it was more because it was more accessible for the time. So cuando
yo nunca pude ver ninguno de los dos aquí.
So no, exactly. Y nosotros lo empezamos a ver cuando fuimos a México. So cuando íbamos de vacaciones, lo empezamos a ver, because like cuando íbamos, por ejemplo, a Veracruz a visitar la familia de nuestra mamá, pues no había mucho que hacer, nomás
una playa ahí cerquita y disfrutar del nice weather.
No, so ella era de Veracruz, pero era like como del centro, so no de la coast, so we didn't have a beach.
The port, like a una hora, or I think even more than an hour from.
Sí, pero pues nosotros no tenemos carro y no sabemos manejar, so we couldn't go. O sea, estábamos chiquitos, so pues ahí fue cuando empezamos a ver primero empezamos a acabar los caballeros del Zodiaco, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Y hasta we started buying the figures y todo eso cuando íbamos a los tianguis y todo. Y ya cuando we moved to cuando íbamos a
which, by the way, those figures are worth some money now, dude.
I've been trying. So for those que no, por los chismosos, I like to collect figures, and I like to collect a whole bunch of like pues cosas de anime, de geek stuff, you know, especialmente de antes. Y I've been looking into those y ya están como a $150, $200, dude. And I was like, no chingues, mejor me voy al tianguis, me compro unos aunque no sean oficiales. Y sí tengo como unas 2 o 3 que like, me las regaló my other brother y pues las compró como a $2 cada uno or something like that. Y pues se nota que son de $2, pero pues aún así, I'm like, oh, pues ahí están mis figures.
Sentimental value, ¿no?
Sí, dude. So yeah, so for that, I would have to say, para mí, los Caballeros del Zodiaco, just because I lo vi más.
Yeah, I think I would have to agree with that. Like, como dijo Miguel, like Supercampeones no los vimos until like yeah, well after. Y Caballeros del Zodiaco was so big allá cuando íbamos de vacaciones y todo eso. Because this was prior to like Pokemon and all that stuff. It was like in the early 90s or mid 90s, I should say. O sea, era Caballeros del Zodiaco, Chabelo, güey, y luego pues digo,
y Shusha, ¿no?
Era pinche puro fun fest. Y but yeah, like, y como que me acuerdo más de Caballeros del Zodiaco than I do from Supercampeones.
Really?
Y aparte de eso, pues pinches se tardaban como 5 episodes to shoot a fucking ball. So, pues también there's that and shit, like, ahí me tenían de chamaquillo bien pinche estresado, que iba a meter gol, la va a parar el portero para que luego sacaran una mamada, dude. So I would have to say también Caballeros.
Fair.
So, ¿y tú, Romero? Like, what do you prefer?
It's also a tough one for sure, porque, like, así como, o sea, like, que yo me acuerdo in order of sequence, era primero Caballeros del Zodiaco, and then I started getting introduced to Supercampeones, but Supercampeones, I think, was more of at least I know it had a designated night time, so like como a las 7 o a las 6 de la tarde, pasaban Supercampeones every day. Y sí, aunque era toda una semana esperando a que terminara la pinche chilena de Oliver, like, I get it. Like, I mean, Supercampeones, it's a tough one, porque I think so. Supercampeones era fútbol, era lo que, o sea, tú salías a la calle y jugabas fútbol y yo soy Oliver y yo soy el otro cabrón y así, o sea, te ponías nombres y la chingada y gol para y ahí todo ese pedo, pero cuando piensas en Caballeros del Zodiaco, like, those were the superheroes at least in our time, pre-Power Rangers. Pero pues ya los Caballeros del Zodiaco, the cool part was that you can get the toys and you were able to kind of like build them out y todo ese pedo. So that was a cool thing. Pero pues, I mean, for me, like, I gotta stick with Supercampeones.
Okay. Pues yo no sé, a mí me decían que yo era Benji porque tenía asma, dude. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I get to be the asthma guy, even in pretend, ¿no? Pero a ver, tengo una pregunta media mamoncita para los dos, ¿no? A ver, so, would you rather ser una vaca en Estados Unidos o ser una vaca en México?
Pues todo depende de cómo vaya mi vida, ¿verdad? Si ya quiero que me lleve la muerte, pues slaughterhouse luego, you know, like, pero pues si me siento con el instinto maternal de estar dando leche todos los días, digo, y luego para que la gente los acompañe con su pajarete así, con tequilita y todo el pedo, pues hasta le echaba más ganas, you know, pero todo depende en qué año me preguntes eso, ¿verdad? Porque
a ver, por ejemplo, si te dicen, por ejemplo, like, como la reencarnación, ¿no? They're like, all right, you're going to be a cow your next life, pero you have to pick una vaca de Estados Unidos o una vaca de México.
So, it's funny you asked that, porque today I watched the video, güey, de una vaca que se escapó de...
Of course you're having problems answering. Güey,
era una vaca que se escapó del slaughterhouse. I think somewhere in Houston or some shit, like one of those states down there where it's warm all the time or whatever. So se escapa la pinche vaca, like, they're chasing her down the freeway, like, no le pasa nada, like, she's just running. The cops, like, also are like, no la están atropellando, pero con la misma camionetas la están tratando de orillar para que se meta en un gate, no se mete, whatever. Long story short, que ya la arrinconan a la vaca and somebody adopts her. And then the vaca has like a, happily ever after. Le dan su pastito orgánico, no la matan. She gets freed from the fucking slaughterhouse and she makes a great life. So I'll take my chances, dude. Pues si no, pues le corro para México y a ver cómo me va.
All right, what about you, Tank?
So, I don't know if you remember, Miguel, pero cuando estábamos viviendo en México, allá en Guanajuato, la escuela literalmente estaba a la vuelta de un matadero de vacas, güey. Like, so a veces, depending on what classroom you were in, podías ver, like, una o dos vacas amarradas en la camioneta y pues las sacaban y escuchabas el screaming de las vacas y todo el pedo. So, with that said, dude, siento que a lo menos en Estados Unidos I'll have, like, my boys PETA fighting for me, dude. Y en México ya, it's a done deal, dude. Ya, like, o sea, que me van a dar un pinche balazo o algo, güey. Ya me chingaron, güey. Y acá a lo menos sí tengo un poquito más de hope que, PETA me rescate o un hippie me venga a rescatar, güey. Pero allá en México...
Dice que te adopten, ¿no?
Allá en México me van a robar, pero nada más para que ellos hacer la carne asada. So, one way or another, I'm dying, dude. So I have to say, acá en los Estados Unidos, una vaca, güey.
All right, Tech, do you have another question?
I do, pero está un poquito más,
Pues dale, ya vamos en el tercer vaso de whisky porque pues está barato, lo estoy tomando con ganas.
So, ahorita vamos a getting to know each other, a ver qué tan selfish son. Would you rather ir a la casa de tus suegros y tapar el baño o que tu girl vaya a la casa de tus papás y que ella sea la que tape el baño?
Oh, I think that's easy, bro. Yo sé que tenemos muchos listeners out there que eventually they can hear this, pero so ya empiezan a comprar su sub pump porque de que se inunda, se inunda. No, I think there's no rather, right? Like it's just para empezar, la última vez que fui a casa de mis suegros, pues se comieron los tamales y no me invitaron porque estaba en keto. So ahí como que pues ya como que te acizaña un poquito, ¿verdad? So, tengo que comer algo masudo porque las ensaladas no me van a ayudar.
Pues puro tocino, dude.
Dude, pero pues digamos que, Carla clogs the bathroom at my parents' house. Dude, you know how that shit's gonna go. They're all gonna blame my dad no matter what.
I can see that. Well, Felipe, ¿no? Like...
So, sí, that would be the safest bet, dude, porque ahorita I'm pretty weak on that end. So even if I wanted to, no voy a poder.
So for me, like, so if Cassie clogs the bathroom here at the house, me va a tocar a mí hacerlo, ¿verdad? Like, even if she clogs it, I have to do it. Y pues, I don't know, like, I feel a little bad. If I clog her toilet, like, her mom is, like, super cool, like, super awesome. So, instead of making me feel bad or, like, making fun of me, like, she'll find a way to be like, ¿ves, mijo? Por eso tienes que venir a comer más aquí a la casa para que te nutras mejor y no te está
para que te dé tu fibra.
Sí. And I was like, oh, okay. So I think I would rather clog the toilet because I think it'll be a funnier story for me to tell. Porque if Cassie clogs the toilet, I feel like si lo digo enfrente de people, she'll probably get mad. So I'm a person that I like doing stupid shit so I could tell the stories later in the future. So I think it'll make a better story for me. So
pues,
yeah,
échale ganas porque that's a good story for the podcast coming episode 20.
Aunque we do have a friend que se llama Cesar que he clogged up our toilet a few times también. So like he literally clogged our toilet like 2-3 times already. So
wow. I mean, we'll have to hear that story from Caesar. I want him to defend himself. It'll be unfair.
There is no defending himself, dude. Like he clogged the toilet.
He's innocent until proven guilty. We'll have a whole court date.
Oh shit. Va. So, a ver tú, Romerito, tu siguiente pregunta.
Va. Como estamos haciendo preguntas para los dos, algo very classic, pero very important, with a possibility of jokes on me. ¿Tacos o tortas?
Tortas, 100%, tortas. Wait. So, me gustan los tacos de los taqueros, right? Like, I love los tacos.
Digo, o sea...
No, o sea,
de los taqueros.
De las
taquizas. Los tacos de los torteros.
Yeah, you're right. All right. So, cuando hacen taquizas, me gustan mucho los tacos, Pero si voy a un restaurante mexicano, no ordeno yo tacos. Like, prefiero yo ordenar tortas. Pero cuando se hacen taquizas, I'm one of those people, like, pues Romero ha hecho fiestas y ya ves que hasta el mismo taquero como que se nos queda viendo de que ya párenle, muchachos, ya llevan como 15 tacos, tienen que dejarle a los demás también. So I guess it depends on the situation. Si es un restaurante, me voy por la torta. For some reason, desde chiquito siempre, like, I've been a torta guy.
Pues a mí me gustan más los tacos, porque pues, no sé, like, I'll say this, me gustaban las tortas. Había una panadería and
no longer exists. Navarro's Bakery closed, unfortunately.
Pero había una panadería on Pulaski. I can't remember what street exactly, pero en la parte de atrás tenían como que su little dining area.
¿Congal?
Es
parte de atrás.
You know where Las Picosas?
La fiesta.
La fiesta, yeah.
La fiesta, yeah, la fiesta.
Shout out to La Fiesta if you're listening. Well, maybe not a shout out. I don't know where this story is going. Maybe we should have kept our name out of it.
I think, I'm not sure. Pero tenían tortas.
I think it was the subway down the street.
Tenían tortas futboleras.
Yeah.
La selección mexicana, la del... Dude, like, no porque les vaya a ellos, pero a mí la que más me gustaba era la de la América, güey. Porque tenía, like, casada and like a whole bunch of other shit.
Tenía lo mejor.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Y pues tenían sus tortas, según la de Toluca era de chorizo.
Chorizo, sí.
Pinche Puebla le metían un camote. Pero, like, they were really good. Like, or maybe it was just the whole, like, de qué equipo voy a escoger. Maybe they sucked.
Sí.
Like,
sí.
It was more so, like, like, pues el chiste.
La de los cholos era de su aperro.
Like, the one that I always found weird era la selección mexicana tenía piña. I'm like, where the hell did they get that concept?
Pues a lo mejor era el pastor.
Sí, o sea.
Pues sí tenía carne de pastor.
Oh, pues ya. Pero para agregar la piña.
Yeah. Pero pues, other than that, yeah, like I always usually get los tacos. Even though, ahora que están subiendo un chingo de precio, I just do a burrito porque le hago, pues...
Bang for your buck, dude. That's what I do with Costco.
So, haz de cuenta que ahí te chingaste ya 3-4 tacos, güey, for like less of a price.
Yeah.
Pero pues conozco lugares que they couldn't decide y metían las tacos inside las tortas y pues,
Oh, shit. I've never seen that.
Wait, tacos inside tortas? Yeah. I mean, I've seen torta de tamal, pero pues tacos inside tortas.
No tiene nada raro, Miguel.
Pues, Romero está acostumbrado todo en tortas. So, like, yeah.
Dude, I will have to say, I don't know.
¿Has comido tus chilaquiles con un bolillo? Entonces no has vivido. Por eso estás enfermo todo el tiempo.
I would have to say, I thought it was all jokes y todo. I'm not sure if it was your brother o quién fue que dijo no, yeah, like every morning comíamos like everything con bolillo and shit. Like.
Nah, I wouldn't say that.
Se comía el bolillo con un bolillo.
Sería con bolillo también, ¿no?
Are you familiar with Are you familiar with migas? Have you guys ever heard of that?
Sí. Oh, yeah, las tortillas en el huevo.
Oh, shit, no. ¿Qué no son chilaquiles?
Pues así le llamaban.
Maybe that's a Monterrey migas. I don't know.
So talk to me about Monterrey migas. What is that?
So haz de cuenta que pues casi como dijiste, it's just la tortilla las cortas en cuadritos pequeños. You kind of fry them a little, but not fully. Y luego le pones el huevo para que, sea el huevo, la tortilla, like all mixed up.
Okay, Y un huevo revuelto con tortilla, así, like all together.
Sí, y pues ella decía, ¿quieren migas? And I don't think it's a Monterrey thing, though, because I think my aunt, que es de Guanajuato, también les llama igual.
So yo eso, dude, like, honestly, like, and no shade, en México es lo que, like, si no tenías, like, croquetas y esa madre para los perros, like, les dabas huevo con tortilla. But also, like, that shit would be super good. Like, I would love that.
Yeah.
Pero no teníamos nombre, era huevo con tortilla. Y para nosotros, migas en el DF esa se cuenta como un caldo como si fuera menudo, pero con carne de res, huesos de carne de res y bolillo, like el migajón del bolillo, por eso se llaman migas. So it's like if you were to dip your bolillo in there, pero really se cocina con todo ese pedo. And that's migas for us, but I'd never heard que migas
had sopa de tortilla, pero pues
pero con bolillo, I guess, y carne de res.
Oh, shit.
Like that shit's pretty good.
Pues,
that's a different way of eating bolillo.
Tienen que quesadillas sin queso, güey, así que pues ya nada me sorprende. For other listeners del DF, I'm just playing.
Oh, man. All right, I got a question for both of you guys. All right, so would you rather never be stuck in traffic again or never get a cold in your life again? Cold and flu, I'll add both. So para la gente que nada más habla español, prefieren nunca volverse a estar atorados en tráfico.
I mean, by that, I think you're Pedrito, if you're listening.
o si no... o prefieres nunca enfermarte otra vez en tu vida de la gripa?
So para mí, I honestly, like, I hate traffic at times, but also depends, right? Like, porque there's not a lot of time that I actually feel like I can get to be by myself. So
¿Nos quieres contar algo?
Something like, porque for a long time, like, I would make a drive to work from Romero to downtown. So that was, at least an hour, or 45 minutes, if lucky, without traffic. With traffic, hacías hora y media. So I kind of learned to get used to it. And it was like, there's nothing you can do about it. You're stuck in traffic. You're going to get eventually to the place you need to be. So I kind of understood to kind of accept the fact that you were in traffic. And I liked it. And also that drove me into, consuming more and more podcasts at a time. So I don't mind it. I don't mind traffic that much. I also feel like I rarely put myself in a position where I'm rushed to get somewhere. Siempre me voy con tiempo. So if there's traffic, I'm not stressed about that. So, like, I could deal with the flu here and there. I mean, the downside of it is que, I don't want my kids to get sick because that sucks. Pero pues if it's a flu and if it's not coronavirus, like, I could take it.
Wait, so which was his answer?
So I left it. I was gonna keep talking, but I saw Miguel looking elsewhere. I'm like, this motherfucker ain't even listening to my answer. I'm being methodical about it.
Porque like he's like, oh, I'm okay with traffic and I'm okay with the flu. I'm like, okay.
O sea, la cantinfló, ni una ni otra.
La cantinfló. No, yeah, like, I'll be okay with the flu. I'll take the flu any time. Porque yo siento que cuando me enfermo, no me enfermo tan gacho. So I'm hoping that that's the case.
So you would rather...
So I'd rather be in traffic.
So so you'd rather never get
I'd rather be in traffic. I don't mind the flu.
Okay, yeah, we got it.
You got it.
So tú take?
I think I would go with not get sick. Just because cuando me enfermo, even if it's like something light, demoro a lo menos like 2 to 3 weeks to get better. Like I go through phases. Like the first week is like me enfermo, no me enfermo, me enfermo, no me enfermo, y así estoy all week. You know, the second week me enfermo, like calentura, lo que sea. Ya después by the third week, pues I'm getting better. But even after that, luego a veces demoro like a week or two con tos. Like me empieza like la tos, las flemas y todo ese pedo. So it's like a long ass process cuando me enfermo. No me enfermo, well, lately sí me he enfermado un poquito más seguido, but usually no me enfermo tan seguido. But when I do, it's a fucking hassle. Porque demoro.
You say that as you're sitting next to Miguel, who's sick, right?
I know, dude.
So for the people that know me, already know what my answer is now. Obviously, so yo sí me enfermo seguido. My immune system sucks. So cuando se enferma Tech, me enfermo yo 100%. Se enferma la Chiqui, me enfermo yo 100%. Se enferma Cassandra, me enfermo yo 100%. So my immune system is really bad, dude. So if I could never get sick again, dude, I'll give a left testicle, dude, to never get sick again, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. That's how bad it is for me.
I mean, we can always split those 20,000, right? Like that's what they give for.
We do need some new equipment, no?
Right. I mean, Johnny Boy needs that 4K camera real quick, you know.
Okay, so thank you.
Would you rather lose all your friends but keep your best friend, or lose your best friend but keep the rest of your friends?
Oh, dude, so this is good porque vamos a ver who does Rome consider his best friend, and is he okay with losing everybody else to not lose his best friend?
So one of the things that has allowed me to succeed in life.
Está Pedro, está Johnny escuchando ahorita.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of things that allow me to be successful in life, and that's finding loopholes in the system, right? So para empezar, Pedro is my compadre, so he's there. Johnny Boy is, and I don't know if this is public knowledge, but he's gonna be Emma's padrino, so future compadre, so he's there. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, well, let me keep all my friends, because also at the same time, I don't have, and you know, I don't know how common this is, but I really don't, like, if I know you, you're instantly my friend. Like, I don't have labels of people. Like, honestly, like, if, like, on Facebook, like, you friend somebody, you're friends. Like, you know, my business partner, she fucking, like, has people in buckets. Like, this is my associate, and this is my friend, and this is, like, I'm like, that's too much work. Look, until you do me wrong or whatever, I can, you know, whenever I cannot trust you any longer, pa que me hago pendejo, you know? Like, so, like, to me, it's like, hey, if I trust you, if I can shoot the shit with you, if I can have a drink with you, if I can go hang out and have a cool conversation, you're my friend. So, loophole in the system is that I secured some people as compadres. So, there we go.
Error in the matrix for your loophole, dude.
Uh-huh.
Let's go to your MySpace page. A ver, ¿quién tienes a tus top friends? From back in the day, no? Like,
so Fave 5, no, from, what was it, T-Mobile?
T-Mobile.
Oh, I never had T-Mobile during the Fave 5 stage, dude. That would have saved my parents a lot of money.
Oh, man. So pretty much Rome is saying, I don't have a best friend, and the two closest to best friends, ya los tengo como compadres. So technically, they're more family than friends at this point.
Yeah, it's like I can't, you know, if I exclude them, it's like there's another way in, you know. I mean, you tell me, Miguel, what would you do?
Damn. So,
who are your compadres? Where are they at? Where do they land in the situation?
Technically, Omar.
Oh man.
Oh, that's a loophole if you want to reverse it. You know, Omar's your brother, so.
Oh man. So.
Hey, I should open my law firm, eh?
lose my best friend, but keep the rest of my friends, or lose all my friends and keep my best friend.
Vamos a sacar con su I am my own best friend, no?
No. So I don't think I have a best friend. It's getting here. I was like, oh, that's my best friend. I have I would like to say a collective of friends because I consider my best friends.
Los Avengers of friends, ¿no?
Pretty much los Avengers, yeah. So tengo como los Avengers ahí como best friends. I won't say the names because I don't want other people who are not in those Avengers of friends que luego me vayan a reclamar. Pero man, it's hard because by admitting that I am admitting that I do have best friends or best friends. So would I rather lose
Caesar if you're listening?
So my group of Avenger friends is a big group. It's not like 2 or 3. I would say it's probably like como unos 8 o 9. So am I willing to lose everybody else for those 8 or 9? I want to say yes, just because I would say with this group, it's like my nucleus. So what's it called? And it's probably more than 8 or 9. I no lo estoy contando ahorita, pero I do know que it's a lot. And I don't know if si les pasa a ustedes where a veces como que tienes un amigo, pero you start hanging out more and more and more with him, lo conoces más, y como que después como que se te pega más or you feel a stronger connection con ese amigo than before. So luego me pasa. So the number fluctuates. Like, se hace más grande, but like once you're in the group, it's hard for you to fall out that group. Like it's very, very, very almost impossible. You would have to like straight up backstab me in order for me not to consider you. Pero at the same time, son casi como hermanos, so I don't know if that counts as family, even though no son por padrinos or compadres or nothing like that. Pero like, for example, like a Rome, I consider Rome.
That's just because you refuse on having more kids, dude. Pero, pues.
So like, I consider Rome like a brother. I consider Cesar como un hermano, también a Pedro, Johnny Boy, and like the list goes on and on. Could I say like I'll keep all my friends and these guys are just my brothers? My brothers from another mother?
In technicality, if you put them as brothers on Facebook, right, you can assign siblings. So, as my lawyer expertise says, that's your loophole right there. If you make them on social media, your siblings.
I'm trying to look at Tank. If I get the confirmation, he just looks at me like,
"Oh, pues I Google the question." I don't know what the rules are. Déjate digo, güey. Pues yo también, así que dijeras, like, un best friend, like, no tengo. Aunque según...
José, yo que tú no le cortaba el pelo de gratis.
So, I was gonna say, aunque pues hay grupos que dicen...
Charlie, si yo que tú no he empezado el podcast con ese cabrón,
¿eh? But I do have...
Xavier, si yo fuera tú...
Ya no voy fishing, ¿no? I have groups of friends y algunos se conocen, but not necessarily like se juntan all the time. Pero eso sí, güey, son bien pinches celosos, güey. O sea que ya, ¿para qué quiero una novia? Si ya acá ratito I gotta fight that off.
Como dice Romero, que ahorita que acabo de empezar también, ¿no? Oh, shit. All right, so, ¿le toca a quién? ¿A Romerito?
Sí, a Romero.
Va, pues yo no estaba preparado para más rounds, ¿verdad? Yo pensé que nomás con 2 teníamos, pero...
Oh, va.
No, algo muy clásico, muchachos. Díganme ustedes, o sea, a lo mejor y ni les gusta de eso, ¿verdad? Pero sticking with the topic, a lo mejor porque I'm on keto and I can't have any of these items, pero hot Cheetos with cheese or Takis con limón y sal?
Hot Cheetos with cheese, 100%.
Yeah, hot Cheetos with cheese.
100%.
Really, las dos se me antojan, so I can't argue it.
Like, I don't know if we should go into detail porque luego se te van a antojar más.
That's that bogan lifestyle right there, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say, más que nada porque pues that was a childhood staple, like hot Cheetos with cheese. Pues,
were you able to get hot Cheetos with cheese at Bogan?
So, not at Bogan, pero había the little una tiendita que estaba like almost right in front of Bogan. Y ibas ahí, was it like no era una liquor store, right?
No, pero en Bogan también luego lo hacían, because for a while tenían papitas with like sodas y eso.
Right.
Ibas con la lunch lady y le decías.
Right, before like they wanted to make the vending machines all healthy and shit, right?
Yeah.
Ajá.
Y so si ibas con la lunch lady y le decías, sí te ponía like nacho cheese.
Oh, yeah?
Tank was over there flirting con la
I mean,
con
si
la
ya te
lunch lady,
veían
¿no?
3 veces al día, pues a lo mejor.
Pues a lo mejor dude, ya decía, este es mi compa.
Sí.
Un día va a hacer un podcast y
It's gonna give us a shout out, ¿no?
he's gonna give us a shout out. So la lunch lady de la Bogan, shout out to you.
No, la lady de la Bogan de on the side de las cheeseburgers, hamburgers y todo ese pedo.
¿O la hispana?
Sí, pues era una señora chaparrita mexicana. Me imagino que era mexicana. Que ella, o sea, she would hook you up. Like, te daba 2 hamburguesas, whether chicken burger, the chicken ones, the spicy chickens or the cheeseburgers. Te daba de a 2. Y hasta ella misma te decía, like, oh, pues put it under your tray. And then you have the single one on your tray. So cuando pasabas, no vean que traías 2, you know? Dude, those lunches were the shit, though. Like, I mean, and I left Bogan my junior year and then came over to fucking, like, Plainfield Central. Dude, that shit didn't compare. Even though, like, Plainfield had, like, oh, you can get, you know, whatever, all this other fancy food. Like, you had to pay for all that shit. At Bogan, dude, hasta las papitas, like, we would put, I remember que le poníamos el queso de la salad. Oh, and the papitas were so fucking burning hot. That shit, by the time you got to your table, that melted.
Pues también con las papitas le podías hacer a la lunch lady que le pusiera nacho.
Yo nunca, ese ya era puro.
Eso ya era que andaba cotorreando con las lunch ladies,
sí,
¿no? De
ya,
que
ya
anda ahí. ¿Qué pasó, mamita?
Es que hacía eso, and then like she would like también put like chicken nuggets on
Es que para entonces ya salió la canción de Wisin y Yandel de Mayor que yo. Y ahí tan que andaba, ¿sabes qué? ¿Escuchaste la de Superman?
So for those people that don't know, y los chismosos,
we should come up with a name like Los Sedientos.
Los Sedientos.
Por los thirsties, ¿no?
Por los thirsties, ¿no?
For los thirsty listeners, Tank did come out with a song. Se llamaba Superman Tank Remix. It's not on YouTube because it got flagged because Tank decided to.
Yeah, I think I
you told on yourself. Yeah, you told that story. I can't believe that though. Like,
yeah, dude. Like, y pues no era así que dijeras tan conocido. He was known for that one song, and it was only like in the Latin community. Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, pues, you know, like, nada más le mandé like a little message, like, oh, hey, like, I kind of like made my little version of your song. I hope you like it, this and that. Like, I admire your song y todo eso. Y
I don't know why you've written back. Fucking Stan, I just want you as a fan. Sin embargo, güey, te canceló fucking.
Oh shit! Oh man.
Está bien, Tanque. At some point in this podcast, that's going to be one of our intro songs.
Oh, dude, yes. Like, it was my ringtone for a while.
I was going through some depression at that stage. Me acuerdo que, like, I forgot who it was. They were like, damn, like, what was going on in your life when you, like, made that? I was like, pues, andaba de pinche corazón roto, dude.
Suele pasar, dude, pero pues that's what makes the greatest hits.
Y sí, dude.
Si no, pregúntale a Juan Gabriel, dude.
Pues, ¿cómo le va a preguntar con la Ouija?
Sí, es que ya iba para mi próxima pregunta, pero I'll wait it out.
I'll leave it on my bucket list, no?
So, all right, I got a question. Would you rather never play video games again or never use your favorite mobile apps again?
I feel like that's easy, dude. Like, I mean, for me, I think, like, screw the mobile apps. Like, there's nothing that, I mean, for example, social media, I'm in front of a computer the whole day. So if I really need to check social media, I'll check that. Pero video games is different. I mean, then again, I'm not a huge video games guy. Like, si juego algo, juego FIFA, and that's about it.
Oh, you eras un Twitch legend, dude?
for a while, I wanted to be consistent on Twitch. I'm not. I have it on. I'll go on once in a while, but if we're talking like old school games, dude, like Super Mario, the Super Nintendo, like that shit was my shit, dude. Like I'll play that still on Twitch once in a while. I'll play with Itzel and you know, I'll show her a thing or two con Super Nintendo games. But yeah, like I mean, outside of FIFA, like I feel like I've been playing that for so long now, and that being the only thing is like I'll stick to that. I'll play FIFA and I'll stick to video games. Like screw the mobile app, social media stuff.
So what about you think? So remember, no more of the dating apps, no more of
quitaste ya mi answer. I was gonna be like, well, first and foremost, if you go through my phone, honestly, like the only apps I really do have is like Tinder, Chispa. I think I had Bumble, just like another dating app, más classy acá. But other than that, like I don't really use apps like
Pues yo no sé, dude, that Russian hacker could say otherwise, dude, that you don't use apps.
Oh, no, so
You see, eh?
So with the Russian hacker, para los que no, los thirsties.
Para los thirsties.
When I was younger, I was becoming self-taught de guitarra. Ahorita ya no sé ni madres otra vez. But like I have an acoustic and an electric guitar. Y pues el otro día I was like, well, pues let me like just a ver si me acuerdo de algo. Pero pues it was out of tune. So I downloaded an app and, you know, like created a profile to like use the tuner of the that app. Y pues yeah, I uninstalled the app, but I didn't delete the account. Y pues before we started recording, I got a fucking email that like somebody in Russia was like logging into my account this app. Like little do they know, pinche, pues I was using the free version, so I don't have any like credit card information or anything like that. Y pues en mi ¿cómo se llama? En mi Play Store, si se quisieran meter o algo, my credit card expired, la que tengo on file. So like, o sea, un broke boy, dude, se chingaron regardless. Like,
before we start recording, you threw your phone in the fire and everyone is safe.
Geez. Se rompió the SIM card, you know, like in the movies. And like he broke the phone. Se quería todo James Bond, dude.
Have you seen the episode of Breaking Bad when Walter White just breaks his cheap phone? That was Tank.
Yeah, I was like, me van a cambiar mi voto. Like, no, aquí van a hacer un desmadre, dude. Pero pues lo único que they would be able to get into would be pues, my Tinder account. Yes, so, a lo mejor conoces una nice Russian lady. Que, you know, like,
Did you guys ever watch Shameless?
Sí.
I watched part of it.
Not all of it, but yeah I did.
I mean, I think everything is now on Netflix. Todas las seasons de Shameless. Pero when the white guy gets into with the Russian lady, I can't. Slovenia, I think her name is. Did you get that far?
No, I didn't. I don't know if Ted did.
Well, y'all lame. Shameless is great. Fiona is great.
Spoiler alert, no?
Pero yeah, the Slovenian chick is super. Like she turns out to be super smart, but I'm assuming she's Russian. Also now I'm doubting myself. It's been a while.
You watch the episode is the Romania, no?
Probably. But yeah, that's one of the shows. In talking about Netflix shows, I mean, this is not Would You Rather, pero I mean, I don't want to go down that route because this could potentially be another episode of like, you know, streaming shows that we like or whatever. Pero did you guys watch? I referenced Breaking Bad. Did you guys watch Breaking Bad through and through?
Yeah, I watched that, and I was trying to get into. ¿Cómo se llama?
Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul. I was thinking the other one. Metáforis.
Metástasis.
En español.
Yeah, sí. I tried watching it, dude.
Telemundo.
Telemundo, sí. Where can you watch that?
Telemundo. Like back then, it used to air. Like I don't know if
it was airing on a weekly basis in Telemundo. But if you didn't watch it while it was going on live, where would you watch it now?
I'm pretty sure there might be a streaming service como like los de
Pantalla
Mexico,
or
como
some
Pantalla
shit?
or something like that, where it might be on there.
Pues, I mean, if they did a bio de Bronco, I'm pretty sure.
Hey, Bronco, like I mean, they were the first. As far as I know, they were the first group to go out on top, dude.
Dude, they were Like I really like Bronco.
Like, screw all those Intocable lovers. Like they didn't know Bronco before then, dude. Bronco called it quits when they were on top.
Yeah.
But the other one that hurts me is Temerarios. Like
Temerarios.
by the time you're listening to this, hopefully not. Pero Temerarios have already made their appearance. Like they're doing a tour.
Yo pensé que en el podcast.
I mean,
I was like,
is our budget that good?
I mean, I could pull some strings and make it happen, but
is
I
that
doubt
Costco
it.
money? I don't know what's going on.
That's the Costco sponsorship, no? Temerario sponsored by Costco and Aldi together.
No wonder why we spend a lot of time talking about Costco. It pays off, guys. It pays off.
No, pero like that's a concert. Like so, por ejemplo, los Bookies, like I didn't get to go. I made a case. I made a PowerPoint for los Temerarios. Carla still didn't want to approve that budget. So, you know.
Un Shark Tank, no?
Sí. Pues I got to pitch the opportunity, the value of the tickets. I'm like, dije, pues a lo mejor ya like, settling with Arjona, but Ricardo Arjona also tickets are super stupid expensive for no reason.
Dude, the one that I did kind of regret was Alejandro Fernandez. Because those were the tickets were pretty cheap.
Yeah, they turned out to be pretty cheap. Cuando salieron, pues sí estaban caritos porque like everybody was coming back into the scene and everything. Pedro and Marilu, PBR Pedro, you guys listened to PBR Pedro back in episode 2 and 3. Like they bought tickets early on, and he was like, they went, pero they were also disappointed that like tickets were like super cheap towards concert time. I mean, it was worth it. They said that they really liked the concert, pero it's also another one that like I'm like, oh, like I guess I could have gone, pero pues no se pudo.
I'll do you one's better, dude. So last year iba a venir un artist, and I was really looking forward to going. Pero era cuando COVID estaba at its peak, so por eso no fui. Pero
Which
era
one?
El de Ana Gabriel.
Oh.
Pero COVID was at its peak, so I was like, nah.
So she still had it?
I think so. I don't know. Porque then again, también so Cassie había comprado boletos to go see Kings of Leon. We've got to see him a few times. Y íbamos a llevar a Chiquis. We were scared, bro, porque los números otra vez empezaban a subir.
Where did they come?
So they came to, ¿cómo se llama the pavilion? It's in
the UIC pavilion.
No, ese que está más para acá es en Tinley Park.
Oh, yeah.
Hollywood.
Yeah, the Hollywood one. Y so ya no queríamos ir, pero porque pues te digo, los números empezaron a subir y todo.
Sí, pues your immune system's pretty weak.
Yeah, exactly, right. And so we were trying to cancel tickets, pero no podíamos. So it worked out in the end in not the best way, porque alguien salió positivo from one of the bands que estaba yendo. Because you know, like they have the main band, los que van a empezar,
the openers.
Uh-huh. So alguien agarró, like salió positivo, so tuvieron que cancelar the shows for like 2 weeks. So nos regresaron el dinero. So
okay. Not bad.
I mean, it worked out for us, but you know, like thankfully the person's okay. So yeah.
Dude, pues yo el que sí no me voy a perder, al menos de que o vendan mi boleto o pinche get in a relationship con una tóxica, is going to be the Bad Bunny concert next year. I know
you
got
not tickets?
Fan. Yeah, dude. Well, Omar got them for me.
Got them as in like you got a pair of tickets or you got your ticket secured?
Yeah, I got my ticket secured. Porque he got compraron para él y para su girl, para los Thirsties, Sandra.
Sí. Fiance. Thirsties, that's his fiance.
Yeah.
Eventually, we will, at some point, talk about the bachelor's party.
Oh, okay. Y pues también compraron boletos for, I think it's 3 sisters de ella.
Uh-huh.
Y luego, pues, I guess...
Cuando dice three sisters, I'm like, is that a new group or?
Oh, no. Las tres hermanas de esta...
Sandra, ajá.
La fianza de... Oh, yeah.
¿Cómo iba a estar Romero? Like, oh, yeah, I heard that they went to Coachella, ¿no?
Coachella. Y pues ya Omar just, like, asked me, he's like, oh, like, ¿quieres ir? I was like, pues, va. Like, sí, güey. Y pues,
si se trata de perrear, Tank is there.
Sí,
oh, yeah,
pues, tal vez si me encuentro una
thirsty por ahí.
Una thirsty por ahí que pida el autógrafo y pues I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, dude. I mean that's a hot ticket out there. Like, I mean, concerts are hot right now, pero also making sure you go. It's, I mean, in my case, I gotta make a PowerPoint presentation, make a case, and todo ese pedo.
No, like, entre más tiempo we spend together, más happy.
Pues let's close off the round. Who's next? Is that you, Tank?
Oh, va. Let me look at my handy dandy
notebook. Shout out to Steve from
Blues Clues.
You know, I'm sure you all shed a tear too listening to this.
His comeback or his mensaje, dude.
So would you rather buy 10 things you don't need every time you go shopping, or always forget the one thing that you need when you go to the store?
I don't know, pero that question makes me feel attacked.
¿Por qué?
Porque
siempre se me olvida y siempre salgo con 10 cosas que no necesito.
So you're already doing both, no?
I mean, I don't know what the right answer is. Like, you know, we have a little whiteboard, you know, by our kitchen, and it's like we write down like what we need, and you know, Carla will eventually listen to this, and you know, I'll put her out there, but I'll be like, oh, do you want me to take a pic? Because there's an app. Like, I tried. Like, there's an app where you can put like the shit you need per store. Like, we know we need this from Walmart. We need this from Aldi. Shout out to Aldi, porque pues Isle of Shame on Wednesdays. You know, we need this from Costco. Like, there's an app that we use that kind of categorizes all that shit, and you put it in there. Pero pues I try to make the app work. She doesn't follow it. She'd rather write it on the whiteboard. And I get it. That's fine. So before we leave the house, it's like, make sure you take a picture of the whiteboard to make sure we get what we need. It's like, okay. Sometimes she doesn't take the picture. Sometimes she does take the picture, but then she leaves the phone in the car. Oh. Like, by the time we're inside the store, it's like, fuck, do you want me to go back to the car and get, and like, no, I think we need this, that, and the other. And we'll eventually forget one or two things. But we will walk out with other shit that we don't need. You know, especially Costco, if you're listening. Like, we were going for like $95 worth of stuff, and we walk out with $2.95 stuff. Like, so it makes no sense. Like, Costco is low key like Bath and Body Works. That's another example. Like, they hit you up with all these deals up front. Bath and Body Works, like, oh, the nice hand soap. You know, I love the stress relief from Bath and Body Works. Like, I get my shampoo y todo ese pedo, you know, and it's like, by the time you end up paying, it's like, I thought we had a deal when I walked in. Like, you told me there was a discount and all this shit.
You told me you were gonna give me an offer I couldn't refuse.
Right. It's like, where's that shit? But yeah, like it goes all over the place. As much as I try and we try, like, we end up getting shit that we don't need, or that wasn't planned. I will say that, like, things that weren't planned always get bought.
Easy, dude. I think that's why if I had to pick one, it would definitely be things that were not planned que compré, just because it's true. Like, vas a Costco, vas a comprar cosas, like stuff that no llevabas en la cabeza. You're like, all right, oh, there's this, so there's that.
When Carla told me to put, like, what do we need from Costco? We're going this weekend. Literally, all I could think about, and I put on the whiteboard, was whiskey and tequila.
I did my part, no?
I did my part, and I remembered it because she forgot to phone in her car.
But yeah, so like, I already do it, so prefiero comprar cosas extra que olvidarme, por ejemplo, el papel de baño, que para lo que voy, ¿no?
Yeah.
All right, so Romerito, last question to close out the session.
Ooh, that's a lot of pressure. Pero, my theme has been for the last two questions has been food. So to close it off, I'm gonna throw a curveball with 3 options.
Ooh.
And that's benefiting me porque pues I don't even know how to answer it, but it's like you're in a Todos Toman podcast with enough time for you to decide your fucking drink tank, but so you don't have to run out and not get ice and all that shit. You have time. Make a decision. Agarras tequila, mezcal, or whiskey.
For me, it's simple. It's whiskey.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go whiskey, just because I feel like that's what I've been grabbing during these episodes. Before, I think like in one of them, I agarré like water. My iced tea.
Yeah, I think that was a pilot episode, ¿no?
Yeah. No me quedé mal y ya me regañaron y pues ya desde ahí me puse las pilas, aunque tarde, pero seguro. But yeah, like I would have to say whiskey, only because tequila, I don't think I could drink it así solo. Like I me gusta en paloma, like with squirt y eso.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I drank tequila alone, así sin nada.
Pues that's considered shots, no? Almost.
Pues you could drink it también with ice.
you could drink. You don't have to like. Porque también like the perception of like, oh, you have tequila in front of you. Es que te lo tienes que chingar de un shot.
Yeah.
And that's not true either. Like you can sip on it.
Sip on it, yeah.
I don't know. I never seen anybody sip on tequila.
Yeah, dude. Like yeah, like Patron was a big thing, even in the hip hop community back in the day. Yeah, look at tomaban, like Patron on the rocks.
I don't know. I wasn't invited to those
Patron on
parties.
the rocks. I don't know if I could do that. Like I'd rather have a shot glass con Patron y tomármelo así en little sips que on the rocks. Eso sí se me hace raro, güey.
Una vez, I want to say,
in
I'm not sure it
Bandcamp.
was like 2-3 years ago. Sí me tomé, like, pero era Coralejo. Me tomé like a whole bottle. It was, I think, New Year's. We were at my mom's house. Y
Pinche tomasolo, pues if it was New Year's y tomaste una botella, like...
Ya había pasado las 12. Because habíamos jugado lotería y todo el pedo. Le llamamos a mi madrina en México y like my mom's side of the family. Y pues yeah, we were just hanging out. Y en eso que pues like me senté, empecé a servir en el vasito, little by little. Before you know it, pues me acabé toda la pinche botella, güey. And I regret that shit the next day. So I feel like también like hangover wise y todo eso. Like, me gusta más el whiskey.
Yeah, like, I mean, si voy a tomar tequila, va a ser, o sea, acompañado con algo, yeah. Even if it's sparkling water, como les mencionaba like a couple episodes ago, sparkling water, poquito limón y sal y la chingada, pero, I mean, if it's going to be tequila by itself, it's in a shot glass y de poquito en poquito, pero...
Dude, you know what tequila was pretty good? That first day that we tried it, el que te habíamos regalado que tenía el luchador.
Oh yeah, I still have that, yeah.
So I remember that night, just que nos tomamos like a shot or two.
Sí.
And it was like smooth y todo el pedo. Y pues acá we were all hyping it up. Después que I remember you had a cookout and you brought it out. We were all hyping it up like, oh yeah, dude, it was super smooth. Don't worry. I don't know what happened between el día que lo compramos y ese día. Like,
I don't know añejo, ¿no?
I don't know if it's one of those like you gotta refrigerate after you open type of shit, dude. But bro, I remember that shit was like rough, dude. Like,
really?
Lo pasé, like me dolió, güey. Like me quemó la garganta, dude. Like,
es que Romero se le había acabado y nomás le puso una de José Cuervo, ¿no? Y...
No. Ese está intacto, dude. Estoy esperando, eso no me lo puedo tomar yo solo. Wait, Miguel, I don't know if you answered. I'm sure. Well, you did say whiskey, right? Like,
yeah. So for me, like, I've been getting really into whiskey like for a few years now. I think al principio I was more beer and more tequila, like especially was during the Bogan times or like when I was in high school. pues todas las fiestas era tequila, ¿verdad? Tequila y cerveza. So,
¿qué tequila era, güey? Like, honestly, no me acuerdo qué tequila era. Like, me acuerdo la cerveza, pero no el tequila.
So, al principio, pues, it was like, I guess, cheapish tequila porque everybody would just pitch in y compraban, like, pues, José Cuervo, trataban de comprar
1800.
Yeah, 1800, like any little fancy things like that, right? Later on, I started getting more into whiskey. Ya al principio, pues, no me lo tomaba con coca, because I was like, no, I can't drink it by itself. Y pues, I started seeing people, like, on TV, todo que se lo tomaban solo. So I wanted to get in on that hype train también. I started to, and I will admit it is a rough process in the beginning.
Wait, like, so, you know, not to do a plug, pero with 2 years on the face, we had a wrestler that's a former WWE wrestler. Pero his story is it's kind of unique porque él dice like he's now in the Indies, he left WWE, but he's like, my dad used to drink whiskey and I liked alcohol and I would drink and, you know, like socially or whatever, but he wanted to know why his dad liked whiskey. He's like, and when I first tasted whiskey, I didn't like that shit. So he's like, I would force myself. I would sit down, serve myself a cup of whiskey, and I would drink it. He would force himself into drinking whiskey. He's like, I did that for about 3 weeks, trying different whiskeys, just drinking it in until I understood what was good about it, until he understood what he liked about it. So I think, to me, like when I heard that story, I'm like, oh, whiskey is like IPAs. Like, I was an IPA guy, but everybody was like, oh yeah, like that's fucking like shit, you know, beer. Especially like I would hear from Caesar,
dishwasher, no.
Yeah.
Dishwasher.
I'm like,
refrigerated
water.
Like, I would love fucking IPAs. But I also understood that a fucking IPA, if I kept drinking IPAs, I was going to end up being, you know, 275 pounds and, you know, gain a lot of weight, like, porque it's a heavy beer.
Yeah.
But I like it. I learned to like it, I guess, subconsciously.
Yeah.
And with whiskey, it's the same process. Like, you drink enough that you're like, oh, you know what you like about it and you know what you don't like about it.
I feel like with whiskey is more of a sipping thing. Y a lo mejor también por eso, I feel like a lot of people view it as an older person drink, porque pues de más chavo, como dices, like beers, and you know, you knock them down like one after the other. Tequila, como dices, you pretty much take shots. Like vodka también, or most people would abuse it. Y whiskey, I feel like is more of a like, let me sit down, have a conversation, watch something, sip on it, you know.
Pues,
let's cut a cigar and I mean, that's ideal, but
I think it también depende, dude, porque cuando estás chavo y you're barely getting into whiskey, no sabes qué whiskey comprar, dude. So like you're used to like probably like.
But honestly, for all those chavos that are listening to this shit, like if you go with Jack Daniels, like I just don't know, like they got it down, like. That's a great starter whiskey. Like Jack Daniels.
Coke, yes. Jack on the rocks.
You can't go wrong.
No.
Like, so I would say if you're gonna go with Jack, in your attempt is to
para la gente de barrio que no está escuchando a Miguel, que he's gonna pop out with his fucking Japanese whiskey.
Oh no.
Wait. Before we go on forward, les dije like Kanye West, and that he did an interview. Se llama like Drink Champs, like the podcast or whatever. Y like, dude, cuando vi la misma pinche botella, I was like, como el pinche Miguel acá visionary, dude, muy trendsetter, dude, muy hipster.
Es que como Kanye escucha nuestro podcast y de ahí fue a agarrar la idea, dude. No, pero I was gonna say, I'm like, if you want to start drinking tequila or whiskey like on the rocks or solo, and if you're gonna go with Jack, I would say start off with Gentleman Jack. I think that's a very good whiskey para empezar a tomártelo solo o con hielo. If you start off with just regular Jack, como que sí vas a sentir el quemón.
You know what? I would even go as far as saying starting off with honey Jack.
Well, eso sí te gusta lo dulce, I think. Like, I think porque después como que empalaga.
But like
a mí me empalaga, like after a little bit, like honey Jack, like
sí, like I mean for the honey one, I could drink like one or like uno and maybe even un segundo. Like, pues again, yo me sirvo bien poquito, so like no, you're like yo nunca me sirvo todo el vaso, ni not even halfway. I do about 1/4 of the cup. Si es solo, si es con hielo, pues se ve más grande por el hielo, ¿verdad? It might go up to half. Porque como dice Tank, I like to sip, pero for some reason like the honey one y not just the honey one. ¿Cuál es el otro que también tienen? Tienen otro que también.
Johnny Boy had mentioned the holidays one that they release con
the Game of Thrones, no?
No. The Jack Daniels like holiday one. Like I don't know if it's called a Christmas or holiday or.
I think
it's like an apple cider.
Yeah,
Jack Daniels.
Once.
Like,
it wasn't bad.
It's not bad. Like, pero no te sabe a whiskey.
Yeah,
and those are the dangerous ones, dude.
Right. Like, no te sabe a whiskey, pero pues ya que te acabas la botella porque no lo sientes, like, o porque no te sabe a whiskey, like, pues ya entonces cuando dices qué pedo.
También Crown Royal has some pretty good flavors. Like, me gusta el peach one, y me gusta the vanilla.
Yeah, honestly, I've never experimented with
Crown Royal.
Crown Royal, yeah.
So the vanilla one, it literally tastes like you're drinking Coke vanilla. I don't know if you remember it from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pero ¿es mixándolo con coca o así solo?
No, con coca.
Okay.
Y luego the Coke with the apple one también is pretty good. But the peach one, I like mixing it with either 7-Up or Sprite. It's pretty refreshing to me, and you don't taste the alcohol. Pero pues igual es dulce, y pues it sneaks up on you because you're not tasting the alcohol in it.
Como Tank is giving out drink tips too?
I mean, at some point we need to format, Tank's. We need to come up with a name. I don't want to be Tank's tips, porque pues, it could be taken the wrong way.
Oh, it's time for Tank's tip. Oh,
Tank's tip of the week. Like, that'll be on the docket at some point. Like we'll figure out what that looks like. But I mean, I think that's been enough, I guess, for
would you
rather, or as we come to translate it, ¿qué prefieres? I think we've asked enough questions. Next time we do an episode like this, Johnny Boy has to be on because there's definitely questions that we want to ask him. It would also be a test to see if he understood the loopholes in the system.
I mean, if you could be a lawyer, no?
I don't know. But you let me know. If you need to find a loophole in the system, you let me know. Outside of that, you guys can make sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at Todos Toman Pod. We're posting stuff on there. Like Facebook has a group. You can search us up on Todos Toman on Facebook. You'll find the group. We would add you on there. Any parting words, you guys? Like, I mean, this has been a pretty lengthy but fun episode where you guys can, understand a little bit about what we think, where we're at, and I mean, it's an open mic type of forum type of shit.
Well, the searchers are gonna hear it like también pendejos.
Pretty much.
All right, so I don't have any parting wisdom or words of wisdom, pero lo que sí quiero saber is, like, for the people that are listening on social media, let us know, por ejemplo, what is their favorite drink, and we might even try, la bebida que recomienden.
Oh, the thirsty.
Yeah.
The thirsty selection, right?
Like, so, like, si recomiendan algo, let us know. We'll try it. We'll let you guys know what we think about it. Also, if there's deals on certain botellas or botellas que les gusten, que you're like, oh, this is some great whiskey, lo recomiendo. Contarle que it doesn't break the bank.
I was going to say, to be clear, botellas que ustedes comprarían también.
Yeah, que también compren ustedes.
Sí. No me van a comprar una pinche botella que no comprarían ustedes. O sea.
y like, we'll go and we'll buy y la probamos para ver qué dicen o a ver cómo sabe. And
I'm down with that.
And if Costco's hearing us, please sponsor us, and we'll drink all the Kirkland selections.
Listen, I would make Carla sit here and tell me about the vodka that she tasted. Carla likes vodka. I don't. But I've been trying to get into mezcal. So if, dude, not to downplay, but Aldi has some pretty good liquor options. I'm just putting it out there.
They have some pretty good beer. No las he probado, pero yeah.
Había visto una botella, and I made fun of Pedro for this, but low key se veía like it was gonna taste good, and I wanted to try it, like, pero no quería comprarla. It was a mimosa bottle, so ya viene, I guess, el jugo with the champagne.
With
mix.
The champagne?
Yeah. Y la iba a comprar, pero I was like, damn.
¿De dónde?
Aldi.
Me van a ver, en Aldi.
Okay.
Me van a ver como un basic primero muerto que sencillo, ¿no?
All right, Tech, do you have any parting words of wisdom?
Pues nomás salud.
Salud. Pues ya me acabo mi vaso de whisky, que lo tengo bien lleno porque pues ustedes me dejaron solos. No sé.
En primera ya me acabé mi throat burning whisky acá, ¿no?
Wow, pues fue un placer, muchachos. Este fue otro episodio de Todos Toman Podcast. Como les dije, social media wise, Todos Toman Pod. In Facebook, Todos Toman Podcast. You can search us up, and we'll just keep updating you with the shit that we're doing. And hopefully, next time you hear us, Johnny would be on the podcast.
Y con cámara, ¿no?
Y con cámara. Episode 10. That's the goal. This has to release before episode 10. And episode 10, we're going live.
Va.